work in or near a sewer might lead to contamination of hands, clothing, or personal protective equipment, or to splashes in the eyes and mouth. Dear friends and fellows, you can understand how much sewage is dangerous. Wales disease, leptospirosis, hepatitis A. Now I'll discuss how hepatitis B is linked with sewage. You are on the platform of Safety First Life. If you are visiting for the first time, kindly subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for all future notifications. And if you find the video informative, then like, comment and share it with your friends and colleagues. Hepatitis B, although the incidence of hepatitis B is low, but people who work with untreated sewage are at risk of exposure, and ultimately it can lead to hepatitis B. Equally, this is spread by the fecal oral route. Most strains are usually harmless. A few strains cause diarrhea, bloody diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach pains and cramps. One strain can lead to kidney failure if not properly managed. Sewage workers can be infected with parasites such as intestinal worms and Giardia duodenalis, also known as Giardia intestinalis, which can cause a variety of intestinal symptoms, including diarrhea, stomach cramps, pain, nausea, and dehydration. In addition, germs in sewage can cause infections if they enter a cut or abrasion, and they can also cause eye, ear infections. Due to the fact that microorganisms are an innate characteristic of sewage, it is not possible to eliminate the hazard completely. However, measures should be in place to reduce the risk of infection and illnesses. Sewage workers should assume that everything, including equipment, clothing, and themselves, that might be in contact with sewage in the course of their work is contaminated and have effective decontamination procedure in place. Dear friends and fellows, I hope until now you are well clear about the main hazards. Those are related to sewage. Sewage workers should always use safe systems of work and wear the protective equipment that is provided. We'll look at PPE in more detail later in this training session. They should recognize the risks to health and safety and avoid becoming contaminated with sewage by avoiding breathing in sewage dust or spray, changing out of contaminated clothing before eating, drinking or smoking, and washing hands and face thoroughly with soap and water, cleaning contaminated equipment on site and not taking contaminated clothing home, leave on site for cleaning or disposal, cleaning all exposed wounds, however small, and covering with a sterile, waterproof dressing, seeking medical advice in the event of any flu-like fever or illness. These are the minimum precautions a sewage worker should adopt. It is essential that a cost risk assessment is carried out when working with sewage, as some workers will suffer from at least one episode of work-related illness each year. Sewage workers may work on underground pipes and sewers, at reservoirs and water towers, or at sewage treatment plants. Most of their time is spent working outside in all weathers. Conditions are often wet, dirty, and smelly. They may work in confined spaces, which is governed by the Confined Space Regulations 1997. The various confined space hazards that pose a risk include toxic gases, oxygen deficiency, oxygen enrichment, flammable atmosphere, excessive heat, and flowing liquids. Some of the other factors that should be taken into consideration during the risk assessment include lighting, communication methods, and additional equipment needed for the task at hand. All workers must be equipped with the correct gas monitors, body protection, fall arrest, and breathing devices depending on the area that they are entering. Manual handling injuries have a major impact on all workplaces and sectors, costing the economy hundreds of millions every year. Manual handling encompasses a wide range of actions, including lifting, lowering, pulling, pushing, carrying awkward and heavy objects. The risks are endless for sewage workers, as the work can be quite physical, with lots of bending and lifting, and they may experience manual handling injuries such as back injuries, hernias, musculoskeletal disorders, MSDs such as shoulder strain, repetitive strain injury RSI such as wrist strain, soft tissue injuries to wrists, arms, shoulders, legs or neck, long-term pain in the arms, legs or joints. These are the outcomes of manual handling, and you cannot ignore, you cannot deny a sewage worker is always involved in manual handling operations in many ways. Dear friends and fellows, injury from poor, damaged or inadequate equipment. Ensuring tools and equipment are in proper working condition is key to ensuring safety on a job. Inspect all equipment before use. Only use if in good working order. Sewage workers should always use equipment properly, follow safe work policies and procedures, and attend any training required. Always ask for an explanation if something is unclear or uncertain. As an individual, it's your responsibility to take care of yourself and your fellow workers. If you are unable to identify hazards, you may consult with your immediate work supervisor or a health and safety practitioner. You also need to keep in your good mind that slips, trips and falls are always a risk for sewage workers, as they are often working on uneven surfaces and are exposed to all weather conditions. Each year, slips, trips and falls cause thousands of preventable injuries. They can cause various injuries such as bruises, sprains, scrapes, broken bones and head traumas. Around 1,000 of these injuries involve someone fracturing bones or dislocating joints. So make sure footwear with a good grip is worn. I'll look at PPE later in this safety training series. Then you are able to identify what kind of good grip shoe you require to work when you are working in a sewage treatment plant or as a sewage worker. In the upcoming training session, I'll highlight how to make risk assessment, what kind of training is required for sewage workers, and what type of PPE can be used to protect sewage workers from harm and injuries. But before that, we'll put all other controls as the part of hierarchy of controls. For now, that's all. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and share the video. Hope to see you soon with a new HSC tutorial. Until then, take care. Good luck and goodbye.